Today we're in the Smugglers Room and we're going to share the ugly truth about my room build. I want to share with you the good, the bad, and the unfinished. So let's pull back the curtain on the whole thing. Are you ready? Let's go. Four years! We've been building and sharing content with you for 4 years. Wait, and that means that we've been working on this room build project for 4 years. And it's not done? What the f? To be fair, we've built a lot of stuff in that time. Some things were actually the room build elements themselves, and other things were projects that now have a home inside the room build. Now, it would be really easy for me to say, why in the burnt barbecued remains of Uncle Owen isn't this room done? But I also love that we have built so many awesome projects over the last 4 years and shared all of that with you. Sharing all of these projects, these tools, tips, techniques, materials, that's what it's really become about for us. Our room build is a bonus, but seeing all the awesome stuff that you've created, that's the reward. I mean, if I'm being honest, I really don't have any regrets. Dude, what are you doing? I'm making nachos. It's not a microwave, bro. You sure? Okay, maybe 1 or 2 regrets. Obviously, not all the projects in this build are finished. I'm sitting in one right now. The bench has plenty of elements that I love, and there's a lot of places that have details I'm really happy about. But overall, it's not completely thought out. In the original concept design, I was pretty happy with certain elements of it, and when I got into the actual build, I started to tinker with some of those ideas. Blaster display, Rancor pit, training ball microwave. That one kind of hurts. You know what though? I'm totally okay with revisiting this entire area. The bench is definitely something I know we can improve upon, and we will. And I'm excited about that. Lately, we've been spending a lot of time on the bar area here.
Hey, you watch it, buddy. You don't know how much time I've spent in here.
You've seen one of our recent episodes on the back bar and the rail. If not, there's a link in the description for you. But we've also been working on the bar itself. We've been really excited about all the steps we've been taking and things we've been learning to actually finish this bar. And you're gonna be able to see that in an episode coming here in the future. Now, I mentioned at the beginning that we were gonna show you the ugly truth. And this behind me is one of those areas. Now, this wall here to my right, as well as the lovely trio behind me, that's the first thing you see when you walk into our room. It's also the most undesigned and undeveloped space in the basement. Now, we are going to be making some big changes to this wall right here, adding in a second door for the bathroom and creating a closet, which means this whole space needs to have a fresh, new design, similar to the one that you're seeing right here. One of the things about my friend Han here that's driving me nuts is that it's not actually finished. The Volvo panels and the lights need to get installed. Then we need to get this thing officially mounted. And that brings up a question about the actual space behind the Mandalorians and the Han and Carbonite. I will tell you, I am thrilled with how our Mandalorian costumes finished up. I'm not that thrilled with the mannequins we're currently using. Aside from that, the space behind me is boring. The whole cove needs to be designed and installed. If you've got an idea or a suggestion, we'd love to hear about that in the comments below. Now, this area here is what we worked on first, and we put the most time and energy into it. It has a lot of great details. We used a lot of different techniques, and we showed as much of that process as we possibly could. That being said, that wall there doesn't look so hot. In the concept designs that you're seeing here, we had planned for 2 more columns, and unfortunately, I only made 2 when I got started. You ever miss an exit on a highway? And then you have to go all the way down to the other exit, go across the highway and backtrack the same ground you already went down? It's frustrating, right? That's exactly how I feel about this space. Building those 2 columns after I've already built these and I only need 2 more is enough to drive me insane. It's driving over the same ground I've already been. That said, it's a great opportunity for us to show you the columns from scratch. So we just need to bite the bullet and get it done. And while we're here, I think we should talk about this unsightly mess. Yeah, there's some serious rewiring I need to do. Don't even ask why there's so much of it. But I also want the opportunity to put a full-size display hanging from the ceiling that'll act as a space window, because every ship has to have a space window. Speaking of window, this is the last element from our first room build, and it's still lingering. Quite honestly, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with this window. I don't want to do exactly what everyone else has done with their space windows. I want something fresh, something different. Is that a tree in there? And I think those are Ewoks building a village. How lovely. The area here behind me is one of the most unfinished and undeveloped sections of the room, but it also has the largest plan. What you're seeing here is a display case that will be filled from floor to ceiling with a scale model diorama for the 3 3/4 inch figures. A world within a world that will allow us to build all kinds of in-universe elements, all while disguising it as a pile of crates. I have to tell you that this part of the project is what I'm most excited about. We're going to combine both full-scale prop building as well as room building and tie that into scale model building. It should make for one of these elements in the room that is really interesting from both a large aesthetic standpoint as well as being able to develop an entirely miniature world all in one space. Also, one great aspect of that is all the different types of techniques, materials, tools, all of these things that we're going to be able to share with you that'll both help you with your full-scale projects as well as scale model building. And now that you've seen the room, you can see just how much there is left before we can call this finished. I'll tell you this, it would be really easy to get discouraged on a big project like this, not seeing it done. And I'm sure for many of you that have big projects, you kind of feel the same way. But let me remind you, this is a marathon and not a sprint. You know, I used to think that starting this channel was all about documenting this room build. But what I've realized is it's been more about learning new things, trying those things out, sharing the process with you, and then seeing what awesome stuff all of you have done with that knowledge. This room's gonna get finished someday. But I'll tell you this for sure. We'll keep trying new things, new tools, new materials, new techniques. We'll keep sharing that with you. We'll build things that go in the room. We'll build things that are part of the room. And as long as you keep watching, we'll keep building something out of nothing.